Jacaranda FM cares. Good morning, angels.
Well, you may have heard about the lion bone trade and even canned lion hunting, but have you ever seen the effect that it has on animals firsthand? Well, sadly today you're going to. We're at a facility here in Pretoria where 2 lion cubs are being kept, looked after, rehabilitated, after they've been confiscated by the NSPCA on a farm in Lichtenburg.
I was contacted by Douglas from the SPCA about this case, and that he said that he had gone to evaluate these animals at the farm, and he asked me if I would take this case on, because he sent me photographs and video footage of these animals in the environment that they were. And I said, well, if they don't get attention within the next 3, 4, or 5 days, they were going to die anyway, and they're going to die a horrendous death because they had a meningoencephalitis.
We came across these 2 cubs that appeared to have a severe neurological issue. They couldn't stand, they were dragging themselves across the floor, continual bobbing of their heads. They had no control over their movement, which is absolutely heartbreaking considering these are the so-called bread and butter of these farmers, and they're just not taking care of their animals.
The cause of the condition that they were in was purely a dietary nutritional deficiency, where they weren't getting the appropriate food and supplements, and then they were taken away from their mother way too early. Probably about 2-3 day olds were taken away from their mom, and they were probably given artificial milk, which is not correct for lion cubs. Their immunities were compromised, and they didn't get sufficient colostrum from the mom, and that immunity caused them to get bacteria infections in their brain and their spinal cord, and then obviously limited the development of the brain and spinal cord, and that made them have these symptoms of neurological signs that they have now.
There's a captive lion industry that is horrific in South Africa, and I think a lot of people don't know about how horrific it is. You see these animals that you can pet, these cubs that you can pet, and you think it's so cute and so sweet. Really what you're doing is you are fueling an industry that is breeding lions for death. Canned hunting is you have a semi-wild or a not wild animal anymore that's put into a closed-off enclosure, and you can track the animal and hunt it and kill it. It's by no means hunting. Hunting is you're supposed to be in the wild, you're supposed to be tracking animals, you're supposed to be looking for them. And you know, where an animal has a fair chance to get away. In a canned hunting situation, there's no chance for that animal. So the NSPCA is crunching down on these lion farms. We go into these lion farms, we're inspecting them on a proactive and a reactive basis, which obviously costs us a lot of money to do around the country. There are in excess of 400 lion farms that we know about in South Africa. And then on top of that, we're taking the Department of Environmental Affairs to High Court to try and limit the bone trade. We are obviously hoping for a prison sentence. When they are found guilty in terms of the Animals Protection Act, it is a criminal act, so they will have a criminal record for the rest of their lives, which is obviously a pro for us, and we hope that they'll go to jail and make an example of this lion farm.
My aim for these animals are to be perfectly normal lions that walk well, without any further neurological conditions, and probably 90% full recovery, with maybe a 10% with a bit of a head bopping or neurological condition.
With your help, we'd be able to go to more lion farms around the country and be more proactive in this industry and ensure that no more cubs like these 2 cubs suffer.
Jacaranda FM cares. Good morning, angels.